Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Hey, friends. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Y'all know I miss y'all. But do I have y'all, I got a show for y'all today, baby. If y'all are ready, y'all better get ready, honey. I am so excited about today. How is everybody doing? Now listen, we came on a little bit late, child, but I told y'all know Tech ain't my friend. But I'm gonna make it up to y'all. So, hi, everybody. Make sure if you are on, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, Clock In with Lynn. And I just want to say this. I am just so grateful for everyone that continues to support. I am just overwhelmed with just gratitude. And y'all rock. I'm just gonna say that. Y'all, Lynn's friends, y'all rock, honey. But I am so excited about today. I could barely sleep last night, child. So listen, you know what? Let's just get this party started, okay? Just a little bit of introduction. Okay. She is a devoted wife, mother, an international award-winning inspirational keynote speaker, she's a mindset and speaker coach, an Amazon best-selling author, a 3-time co-author. Come on. Okay. She has a consulting company, Shift Your Mind and Dream Big. She has 2 prestigious Change Maker of the Year awards. She's a business Grammy nominee. Y'all heard me. A faith-made millionaire nominee. She was certified in the Ignite Speakers program developed by the Lisa Nichols. Yes. She has a thriving women's community. When women empower, y'all. Y'all help me welcome my friend and my earth angel, Dr. Tiffany R. Harris. Yes, honey. Yes.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm like, what? Yeah, she is here in the building. Yes, I am so excited about you being here, Dr. Tiffany. Like, I love you. I adore you. You are just everything. I just love how you are just uplifting these women, and it just feels good. It just feels good. Yes, y'all, she is my earth angel, and we did meet at Lisa Nichols, one of her conferences. So just tell the people just a little bit about yourself, and then we will get this party started, okay?
Yes. So first of all, yes, Lynn is my earth angel. I love her so much. Thank you so much for the invitation to be on your podcast. And when I was backstage and I was listening to you read the bio and you were talking, I was like, oh, go ahead, Lynn, go ahead. You can introduce me all the time. I love it. And so just congratulations to you and everything that you have going on. And Lynn pretty much said it all, my bio about who I am and what I do. And I'm just extremely grateful to God that I have been able to serve in so many different capacities. When I sit here and think about my voice being amplified and heard on stages in over 20 different countries, I'm like, wow, who would have ever thought, right? Someone who was shy, who would cover their mouth when they spoke, I didn't make eye contact and would look down. And now I get to be able to be in all of these rooms, to be able to coach authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, as their speaker coach and help them amplify their voices, help them improve their communication skills, and do this for women across the world. It's like, Yeah, God, I did that. So I'm just so grateful. Shout out to my husband, Andre Harris, the love of my life. So I'm just so
Okay.
appreciative for him and our children. And so I'm just happy, Lynn. And shout out to everybody who's watching. My mom's probably watching, and my nieces and my sister and the ladies from When Women Empower. So I want to shout them out as well.
I love it. I love that so much. And just speaking about when women empower, how did it start? How did it begin? Like, when did you create it? All of that.
Wow, that's a really great question. That's a really great question. So I'll tell you, Lynn. So what some people don't know is that in 2015, 2016, while raising my daughter, she was 7 at the time,
Okay.
and I experienced a mental health breakdown. So
Mm.
every day I dealt with depression, I dealt with anxiety, because during that time I experienced what I call unfamiliar simultaneous lack. So all at the same time, Lynn, my truck was repossessed, my home was on the verge of foreclosure,
Oh.
and I lost my job. So I didn't have any income. And I had a mental health breakdown. And what I realized in that moment is that God literally had to break me down so that I had no choice but to seek him so that he can build me back up. Right. And I was like, oh, I'm telling, because my mindset was I give up. And not that I wanted to take my life, but I gave up with asking for help, with trying to find resources. I didn't tell anybody what I was going through because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. And there were 5 things that I did that helped turn my life around. And I put that in my first book called From the Struggle to the Stage. And when I sat down and thought about everything that I went through, I heard God say, what you went through wasn't for you. It was for these women who you haven't even encountered yet. It's for these women that I need you to be the beacon of light for.
Mm.
So yeah, so that same home that was on the verge of foreclosure, like the same home where I didn't have any heat, like the same home where I curled up next to my daughter to generate body heat, was the same home where I first started my women's community, right in my living room in 2017 in the living room. So I tell people I had a brunch this past September, and I said I went from the living room to the ballroom because we were this big
Oh.
elaborate ballroom at the Hilton. From the living room to the ballroom. Then I started my women's community in my living room with just 10 women. And I had speakers there. They talked about topics like resilience, endurance, and strength. And so to be able to take it from there and see how God 10x that and had me at the Hilton with 100 women. So and that's how it started.
I love it. I love it so much. I hope I'm there next year. It's in
Yes.
September, right?
It is in September of next year. Yes, in Philly.
You see, I got my red. I'm representing.
I noticed that. I was backstage like, come on, Lynn.
So how did you come up with the red? Like, I saw that all the beautiful women, they were just sparkling the room with the red. I loved it. So yes, I was like, girl, let me get my red out.
I love it. And you look beautiful. I was backstage. I was used to clock in with Lynn. I was checking you out. I was clocking in with Lynn. I was like, look at Lynn. The hair, yes. Red, yes. Yes. And so how I came up with that color, and that's such an interesting question because people think that red is my favorite color. I don't have a favorite color.
Okay.
I don't. My office is painted purple, and that's not even my favorite color. But when I think about red, I think about boldness. I think about confidence. I think about strength. I think about power. And so for me, it's like, here I am. Like, and people will notice you're red. And so because of those things, red became my brand color. So every time I speak, it's red. And I was like, you know what? We just gonna make this a whole movement, a whole thing. And so I asked all the ladies to show up in their red. So when you come in September, it's still red. Yeah, it's red. So that's how I ended up coming up with the color red.
I love it. And just right there, I just want to show a little bit of this clip because I saw this and I'm like, look at this sea of red. So just
you got to over that.
Little look. I hope I can play y'all. I told y'all I'm tech challenge. So hold your horses, be patient. So let me see if I can play it. Let's see. listen, I that it was
Wow.
beautiful. I have more pictures, but like I said, I'm tech challenged, so I have more pictures, but maybe I'll get it together by the end of. But girl, when I saw that, just the sea of red, it just made my heart smile, and I'm just like, I cannot wait to be there next year.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the times and the dates for next year or whatever you have estimated for next year before
Okay.
you leave. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. But
That was
so
beautiful. I'm still trying to get my heart is. That's why I'm holding. I literally have like butterflies. I'm really like shaking on the inside. That was a whole moment, Lynn. You just took me back to that day. That is wow. It gets me like on the verge of tears. Because that was all like the sacrifice. That
okay.
went into doing that. And shout out to my husband who was my videographer. He actually captured that moment. And when he showed it to me, I had the same reaction. Like wow. And when you just sit back and look like, my God, because sometimes the things that we do, we question, sometimes we have these doubts and we have these questions like,
Right.
is this significant? Is this making an impact? Is this needed? And so when you see all these women gather like that in one place, it's like, wow, okay, I'm
Mm.
doing what I'm called to do. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. And just speaking on that, I was going to ask you, what do you think are some tips? Because I think we've all been there. I know I've been there with, feeling like you're not worthy or that imposter syndrome. Do you have any tips or any advice that you can give these women that we all go through? I don't care if you're a boss, I don't care, what you got going on. We've all been there. So just speak on that a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the biggest things for me, means a couple things, but one thing is positive affirmations and just really believing in who you are and what you are doing, and not just believing it, but getting in the mirror and speaking to yourself. And sometimes we make the mistake of seeking validation from everybody else, right? But we have to believe in ourselves and what God has put in our hands and get into. And that's why I love that exercise, Lynn, that we did with Lisa Nichols. And we were declaring and letting go of those limiting beliefs and really declaring those things that we want and declaring who we are. Like I deserve to sit in a room with millionaires. I am a millionaire, right? What I'm doing is necessary. Women are connected to me. So whatever it is that you have to say, get in the mirror and say it. Those positive affirmations are key. The other thing that's big for me is surrounding myself with people who can pour into me, who can help me refill my cup, right? And one of those people for me, outside of God, of course, who I seek, is my husband. He's
Mm,
very influential. He's always in my ear. And I had a moment, Len, I think it was maybe a year and a half ago, where I didn't want to do When Women Empower anymore. I wanted to cancel my first conference. And my husband was like, "You want to do what?" Oh, no, you
my
don't.
husband.
It was my husband, Lynn. And he said, "These women, do you understand what you're doing for them? Do you understand how your yes is connected to their next? I'm not going to let you do that." And so, I listened to him. And then I heard God say, and then think about your why too when you have these doubts. And why my why is big, which is my daughter, my purpose was bigger. So also
Mm.
think about what your purpose is, your why and your purpose. So those would be some of my tips for those ladies.
I love that. And I love that you talk and I love that you keep honoring your husband. That's beautiful. And I know that's something that a lot of women seek, especially, like just the tug of war that's going on right now. Just talk about it. Like, how did you meet your husband? How long have you been together? Just to give these women some inspiration. Because I love, girl, you light up every time you say it, honey.
Yes, that's my honey love, my man, my man, my man.
My man, honey. I love it. I love it. I love
Yes, thank you. So, it's a true love story with my husband and I. And that's why our brand is called Locked and Loaded Love.
Okay.
And it's not just because both of us have locks, it's because, we want to support and help any individuals, whether they're married, engaged, single, but they desire to be locked in a healthy relationship loaded with love.
Mhm.
And we met, let me see, my gosh, was it 2013, 2014 at
Okay.
church? We met at church. So, yes, I was singing on a choir stand. Now, sidebar, y'all, I don't have a great angelic voice. Okay. But listen, let me get up there and do what I do. Okay. And that's what I was doing. And he is a musician. He's a singer. He's a gospel recording artist. Yes. And he came to sing at our church. And do y'all remember that movie? I don't know if you remember, Lynn. Well, I know you know the movie Coming to America.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was just like the scene when Eddie Murphy went to the rally or whatever, or the event. And when he saw Lisa, he was sitting on the edge of his chair and he was just like, that's how my husband was looking at me that day. And I remember, and I'm on a choir stand and I see him looking at me, but I'm like, why? This man is sitting next to this other lady who I thought he was with, but he wasn't. So I'm
Okay.
like, why is he looking at me? He's with this lady. Like, sir, don't look at me. So looking at me. And so he didn't say anything then, though. It was a year later. So the organist at the church, he was in my husband's band. My husband has a band, has a group, a choir. I call it a choir.
Okay.
And a year later, they came back to sing again. And that's when he told him, like, listen, is this young lady? I'm interested in her. And that's how it happened. We got together. And when we were together, and I'm going to say the first time, because what people don't know is we were together back then in 2015 for a year and a half, and we were engaged. And so I can admit that that was a new relationship for me after ending things with my daughter's father, and I wasn't ready. Right, I
Okay.
wasn't ready. I can say that in retrospect. And
Okay.
so I ended up leaving the relationship, and we were apart for 5 years. 5 years. We didn't speak, we didn't talk, and it wasn't, on no animosity type of thing. We just didn't talk and we didn't speak. He went and started a new relationship. I was in another relationship. I actually got engaged to someone else, but thank God, God showed me those warning signs that that wasn't it, and I was able to get out of that. And after 5 years, we came back together. And when we first came back together after 5 years, it wasn't even initially, oh my God, let's get in a relationship again. It was just like small talk. Like, hey, how's your daughters? He would ask about London, how's London? Just a little small talk. And we talked on the phone for like 3 or 4 months, hung out maybe twice, but it was like that fire was reignited. And we knew, like, wait a minute, this feels good. This is right. Like, now is the time. And so we talked on the phone from maybe like that January, and then that April, we decided that, you know what? Yeah, we want to go ahead and get married. And so from that April to December, we started preparing to get married, went to marriage counseling, and then that January 6th, we got married, which was the day that we initially reconnected.
Wow.
So 2 years will be January 6th, 2025 will be 2 years that we've been married.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's just beautiful to hear. And like I said, I know there's so many young women out there going to be inspired by this story. What advice do you give these women that are just so eager to be married? Like, what can you tell them? Like, something, just any type of advice, because everybody wants to be married, but like I was married before. I think I've told you that before.
Mhm.
I'm divorced. But what is some advice coming being in a successful, healthy relationship? What is some advice you would like to give these young women about how to prepare for marriage? What's anything?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I think it's very important to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, while you want to be married, are you ready to be married? And if I could be honest, I wasn't ready. And I could say that in retrospect. So, you have to really ask yourself that question. And yes, it sounds good, it looks good to have the ring, have the man, have the marriage, but are you really ready? Because there's a lot that comes with being married. And so I would suggest that they do that. Really be honest with yourself. And during that time, trust the process and
Yeah.
wait for the right time. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to think you're missing out on anything. And I thank God that it didn't happen back then, because it wasn't supposed to. And in retrospect, I realized, and I tell my husband this and other people, it was worth the wait. And so I would say that to
Ooh, come on,
the
Dr. Tiffany.
yes. Lynn, when I got back with my husband, I was like, oh, I missed you
Oh,
so much. I didn't realize like you are what I needed. And so, like I said, we talked on the phone, hung out maybe twice, but from that January to April. And when we went out on April, it was like April 29th. His birthday was coming up the beginning of May.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave him an early birthday gift on that night in April. And I gave him 5 gifts, Lynn. I said to him, these are 5 gifts for the 5 birthdays that I missed, and I will never miss another one.
Girl, this is good. This is
Yeah, I was like, wow.
good. I love this. And this goes to show you what's meant to be will be.
Yeah. And
That's
you know
all
how people
you
say,
have in those 5 years. I love that. I
yeah.
love
And let me say this to the ladies too. Don't listen to those people who say don't spin the block, right? As you can spin the block as long as you spin in the back to the right block. Okay. You can it can work. I'm a living witness. Spin back to the right block. Now every block I agree ain't the right block. And I said but spin the right block.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if the block is hot, honey. If the block is hot, I love that so much. This is just so great, girl. I'm just like, woo, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know that you are so busy, and I know that you're a boss, you're a mother, you're a devoted wife. How do you keep balance, Dr. Tiffany? Like with your personal life and your professional life, how do you? Because I talk a lot on this show about balance and just keeping, just keeping your head on straight.
Mhm.
Um, Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, that's a very great question. So setting boundaries,
Okay.
right? And time management. And so people who know me, I have a whiteboard at home in my office. I
Okay.
have a calendar in my phone. I have a pocket calendar, a book that I carry with me with my schedule on it. And so, and it's not just important to manage your time and have things planned out, but discipline is
Ooh.
also the thing. It's going to take discipline because while I have on my calendar or my whiteboard, from this time to this time, I'm going to be working on this project. It's going to take discipline because when that phone ring or you get that notification on social media or something,
Mhm.
you're so tempted to just, hold on, let me like talking to yourself, like, oh wait, let me go ahead and answer this real quick. It's going to take discipline to put that phone to the side. Sometimes you may even have to cut it off or put it on do not disturb. So
Mm.
yeah, setting boundaries, time management, but also being disciplined. It's going to take a lot of discipline.
I love that. I love that. And I know once I started having structure and boundaries, it's like it was life changing. So,
Yes.
ladies, listen. Y'all better listen up. Dr. Tiffany done told y'all. Now, she done told y'all. And I think you spoke on this earlier about being around like minded people. What are some things that or some tips that you can tell us that how do you find like networks and like-minded women so you can keep that support system going?
Oh, yes, great question. So the first thing is understanding who I am. Who I
Mm,
am, what do I need? What are my morals? What are my values? What are my passions? What are my goals? So
mm.
now I need to be able to connect and have this network of individuals who's going to help me reach my goals, who's going to be able to hold me accountable, who has a similar interest and values as I do. And so with seeking out Lisa Nichols, with me being a speaker, I know she's the speaker guru. I
Right.
knew that that was a community that I needed to be connected to help me take my speaking career to the next level. And so now from there, I was able to meet individuals like you and the other ladies in our speaker friend mastermind. And so to help me be accountable, to share resources, right? And so it starts with knowing who you are, what your values are, what your goals are, your passion and interests, and then you want to connect with those people who are going to help you grow and get to the next level.
I love that. And I love that because like she was saying, friends, we do have an accountability group that we meet once a month. And it's just, that's life changing too, because we hold each other accountable. We're there, like anything that you want to vent, anything. So I do recommend that as well. Find you some women that y'all are like always in the grind together and just there for each other. And it's so it's just a great feeling to have that, because
Mhm.
a lot of women, we're just running and going and doing everything by ourselves, and we just don't have that support system. So I do highly recommend that you get a support system, get you some girls, y'all meet once a week, once a month, bi-monthly, whatever you have to do, because it is extremely helpful.
Yes.
Yes. And I also wanted to talk to you. I mean, I know, I think you touched a little bit on it, but what are some of your coping skills? How do you deal with like the day to day hustle and bustle? Like, is it anything that you do on a daily basis that you can share?
Yes, a lot of times I sit in silence. The day gets so busy, it can be so chaotic and overwhelming sometimes with things. So I just need to quiet my mind and gather my thoughts and just really be able to just catch my breath. And so
Mm,
sometimes I'll just come in my office and I'll just sit in my chair and I'll just get quiet and I just let God speak. I just allow my body to just relax. I just allow myself to decompress and unwind. So I get quiet. And so that really helps me. I listen to music, right? So I like to put my music on and I dance around the house and, go and bother my daughter and put a smile on her face. So that really helps me, to kind of cope and decompress. And then, outside of the community, I have people like my mother who I can talk to and kind of bounce some things off of her, run some ideas by her, or just let her know, like, Mom, this was a day. Let me tell you what happened today. What you think about this? Or, how do you think I should handle this? Right. And, and so you have to identify those people in your life too, like you talked about a community. Some people have therapists, some people have there's people in the church, so you have to be able to have someone, that outlet, somebody that you can talk to. So those are some of the things that I do to cope. And then I also, wellness, self-care is very important. I need those moments. Like next week, I'm going to a spa I'll be there for like 8 hours, a day
oh,
trip to the spa.
you make me jump through this.
Oh, a day trip. Yes.
Oh, come on, Dr. Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm talking about. That self care.
Yes.
That's good. Baby, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Because we have to take care of ourselves, ladies. We have to take care of ourselves. I love all of that. And I know
Yes.
you were saying like outlets and other people like helping you. Tell the people how important it is to have like mentorship.
Oh, God. It's extremely important. One of the questions that I get asked is, how am I able to be such a great leader? And I'm a great leader because I'm a great student. And I'm a
Mm.
great student because I have these coaches like Eric Thomas. I have Lisa Nichols. I have my uncle, Gregory Williams, who's the master negotiator. He's a serial entrepreneur. He just came back from like London or Greece or somewhere where he was. He does all these wonderful things. And so I think it's extremely important. We don't have to do this alone, and to be connected with individuals who've been there, done that. It's like those are the people you want to seek advice from, seek support from, who will help you put systems in place so
Ooh.
that it can help you grow, not just financially, but personally and professionally as well. It's so essential, especially if we're out here coaching and mentoring other people. I think it's very important for us to practice what we preach and have a coach and mentor ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true. That is so true. So I girl, I'm just so excited. Like this has really like got me. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. I'm just so thankful that you're here. I know
Yeah.
we almost at time. Is there anything? What do you have coming up? Tell the people where to find you. All of that, y'all.
Yes.
Let it go. Go, Dr. Tiffany.
Yes, thank you so much, Lynn. This has been a wonderful interview. I love your podcast. And so, yes, quite a few things coming up. So, with my women's community, When Women Empower, we have just released our first anthology called We Don't Look Like What We've Been Through. In 24 hours, we became Amazon bestsellers. So, I'm so excited about that. So, that is out, it is released. You can reach out to me to get your autographed copies. It is available for pre-sale. So you can go to tiffanyharris.net to get your copy and reach out to me. You can stay connected and join our growing community, which is a safe space. You have accountability partners in the community. And so that's one of the things that has just happened. In September of 2025, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, I will be hosting my third annual brunch conference right here in Philadelphia. And for the past couple of years, and I've done conferences at the Hilton, I've done them on a yacht in Philly, and it's always been, yes, I've done virtual conferences, and it's always been one day. But for 2025, it's going to be 2 days, a 2-day extravaganza. And the first day, Lynn, is going to be a gala. So come dressed to impress in your beautiful gowns. And we have normally only had it open to women. But the first night of our event in September of next year, men will be invited to the gala. Yep. So men will be able to come. Women, of course, you are invited for both days. Tickets are available now at 20% off. And that will be until next Monday, the 28th. So you can go to tiffanyharris.net and get your discounted tickets for our 2-day extravaganza. And so great things are happening. I'm so excited. Just stay plugged in. There is more to come. And I cannot wait to share it with you all.
I have truly enjoyed you, Dr. Tiffany.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be there. I'm having my red on next year, y'all. I'm gonna be there. I'm not missing it next. I'm not missing
it. LA up in the house. Yes.
But thank you so much for being here. You are a pleasure. Like I said, I adore you. I admire you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. You are everything, girl.
Thank you, Lynn. And I feel the same thing about you.
I'm very excited. Well, you have a beautiful, beautiful evening. I know it's late over there on the East Coast.
It's all right. It's 8:36. Not too bad. Not too bad. But I adore you too, Lynn. When I was watching your intro, I was like, come on, Millionaire Lynn.
Come on, Millionaire Lynn. Yes, honey. I love you, my Earth Angel. So y'all, there you go. Dr. Tiffany. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany.
You're welcome. Thank you all. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you so much. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, honey.
Bye.
I told y'all. I love her so much, y'all. She's just beautiful, beauty and brains. Just like I said, this makes my heart smile. I love it. I love women uplifting other women. I love women just out here in these streets doing their thing with a smile on their face. And it's just great to see. And it just keeps me knowing that I need to do more. When you see people like Dr. Tiffany, it makes you want to do more. You want to be better. You want to just give. Y'all, I'm telling you, we are so much better just supporting each other, uniting, and it's just a good feeling. And it just it just warms my heart. So I'm so happy for everybody that joined in. Thanks for all the comments. I see y'all. I see these comments, but we was in our little conversation. So again, thanks everyone. Please like, please share. It's going to be on the replay. You can go to YouTube to Clock In with Lynn and see the replay as well. So y'all have a beautiful night. I am so excited. I'm so grateful. Y'all, let me tell you something. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And let's keep showing out and uplifting each other, y'all. It's good. It's good out here. I'm not stopping. Y'all stopping? I ain't stopping. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Again, thanks for all the support. And I am just blessed to be here on Clock In with Lynn. And I will see y'all next time. Okay? Okay? Bye, y'all. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn.